Hello everyone, welcome to a delightful spring day here at Carrow Road, where the coaches, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them I think, a few more than we were expecting, are ready to leave for Hull. Norwich City of course at Hull this afternoon in the EFL Championship, an EFL Championship season that perhaps hasn't got quite so much riding on it as we may have hoped at this top point in the season, but hasn't stopped the Norwich fans travelling in mass. The coaches are due to leave in a couple of minutes, although there's no driver on this one, so we might pop on this one in a moment. Dave Freezer is on the camera for now, doing a sterling job. Paddy Davitt's doing some social media work over there, and he'll be joining us in a second too. Let's go on the. Should we go? Let's go on the coach. We're going on the coach before we leave. Hello everyone, which coach 4? Hello coach 4!
Hello!
Listen to that, happy spirit. Shall we have a word with these gents in the front? What's your name, sir?
My name's Jack.
Hello Jack.
I'm Richard.
Hello Richard, you're on the PinkUn Facebook page live, so you can swear actually, that's fine. What do you reckon today then? Because there's more coaches than I was expecting.
Yeah, 1-0 to us, I'm going to say.
Yes?
Yep, 1-0.
So, do you think there's much riding on this season still? Is this a kind of just take in the games?
Just dull end to the season, I think. Just see how things go.
So why are you on the coach?
Because I go every game.
Yeah!
I'm loyal.
Who's going to be the key man this afternoon, do you think?
Madison. Yeah. I think he'll tear him to shreds.
Let's hope he stays fit. How about you, sir?
Angus Gunn, going to keep us a clean sheet today.
Now, a lot of people have said how much they would love Angus Gunn to still be here next year. I guess you're in the same camp, but how possible do you think it is?
It's all depending on his wages. If we can offload some players, then we might better afford him, but it's not looking ugly at the moment.
What do you guys make of Hull, having seen Hull? Because they were relegated last year, and their club seems a bit of a mess.
Yeah, they're in dire straits, really. You think we're in a bad situation, but they're much more worse off than us. But yeah, obviously their fans are unrest and falling to pieces, really.
So it's important Norwich get that first goal and get ahead. Cheers, gents. Thank you very much. We have a word with you guys. How do you get the front row? Do you just get here really early?
Yeah, too early.
What's your name, sir?
Lee.
Lee, what's your name?
Colin.
Colin, what do you reckon today then? You looking forward to it? Do you still look forward to it?
Yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah. Or 1-0 I think today, like Jack. Yeah, I think 1-0, yeah.
So do you guys go to most away games?
Yeah. Yeah, most, yeah.
And home games, obviously, therefore?
Yeah.
So what do you think the difference is? Because I get the impression most guys and girls who've travelled with the club away from home have actually kind of enjoyed it. And then at home, it seems to be a different story.
Just can't score at home, can we? But I find that the away support is good, and I enjoy the away games very well, and we're playing quite well away, I think.
Yeah, 0-0 today.
That's the spirit. Now, this is a horrible journey, isn't it? I mean, is it going to be a stop at the farm shop? That's where it always used to stop, yeah? Still the farm shop?
Yeah.
What do you have at the farm shop?
Tea.
Tea. I'll do it. Top man. Well, enjoy the trip, everyone. Have fun. Stay dry. There we go. That is the marvel of Coach 4, which means there's obviously more than 4 coaches, so that's quite handy. They're looking in good spirits, I think, given that they're taking on Hull. Should we try and grab Mr. Davitt in? He's giving me the thumbs up, which is always a promising sign. I think the coaches are prepping themselves to depart soon. You're all right there, Pad. Good morning, my man.
Good morning. I'm in your hands, mate.
Lucky. I'm sorry about that.
Good morning, morning.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully we'll get some messages through, actually. Not coming through as clearly as they used to, but there we go. Safe journey all. I know Hull may be grim, but try and enjoy it. Bring us home a win with lots of goals, boys.
We're off,
Give
boys.
the supporters a chance. Dave, the coach is leaving. That is exciting. There we go. Yeah, normally it used to tell me who was saying the comments, but it's not anymore, so apologies for that. Coach 4, this is a Coach 4 driver. There he goes, he's ready. Look at that. That was a determined face. And Coach 4 will depart in a moment. Good spirits, it's good to see. I mean, fair play, these away supporters, they probably had it better than the home supporters this year, haven't they, Paddy, I reckon?
Yeah, actually I'm just sorry, mate, I'm a bit distracted. Right. I think I got a few comments coming through on
oh, good man.
Welcome to Hull, says Steve Campbell. Not yet, maybe in 3 hours.
Steve, yeah, got the legwork to do, yeah.
Left at 7:30, says Jay Sadler. 40 minutes away. How many coaches were at Carrow Road? How many do we count, boys?
I think 5.
5,
yeah. Well, that's early. Early bird.
2-0 Norwich, says Tom Wheatley.
Yeah, I mean, some of the guys on Coach 4 were saying goalless draw. You know, they were looking forward to the joys of that.
Not another one.
There we go. Give him a wave, Dave.
Hello,
give him a wave.
And ladies.
And ladies.
And ladies. And kids. Yeah, you just hope they're coming back with a few goals and a win. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And us for that matter. There we go.
And it does seem to be suiting Norwich playing. We've said it a lot all season.
Definitely.
How much is suiting them playing away? But then they tend to get themselves ahead more away from home as well.
Yeah, I mean, we both touched on it with Daniel yesterday. Why is that? You know, is it just teams partner bus? No pun intended. But I mean, Hull did that, to be fair. But they did get themselves in front and then just strung 2 banks of forward down here in front of Alan McGregor, and Norwich just couldn't break them down. But I think, okay, the last 2 home results wouldn't suggest that is the case. But I do feel, and I think Daniel touched on it after Bolton, they are creating more now. Whereas earlier in the season, you know, Hull, Bolton, those type of games at Carrow Road, it was just basically too lateral, too laborious, too slow to build up play. I think now, touched on it yesterday with Hernandez in the side, that just stretches the game a little bit at home, and there's a bit more pace and there's a bit more of a willingness to go longer now. You saw Leitner was quite happy to go long rather than short, and that's at home. So yeah, away from home, there hasn't really been too many issues other than you'd like to have seen a few more goals, but that has certainly been a template which has been more than good enough to, you know, when you go to Wolves and you go to Derby and you're the better side. Okay, didn't win the game, but then we're back to talking about goal output. But although they did score 3 in those 2 games, didn't they? But yeah, I always feel this season far more confident going away than coming to Carrow Road, and I'm sure the players feel that as well, because it feels a bit of an ordeal, doesn't it, at Carrow Road?
It can do. How important is it that James Maddison has had a good night's sleep and in his single hotel room, and his cough hasn't got any worse?
Is his car here? I don't see it.
That's true. I did notice, and it might be joking aside, but when he was picking up his Young Player of the Month award, he was very wrapped up in a kind of I feel ill way, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
That's how I would have looked if I had a cold.
He's a young man, isn't he? You know, he shouldn't need to need too much persuasion to go out on the pitch, so I'd be very surprised if he's not fit for duty. If the worst case scenario is that he's out, then I think you put Leitner in that hole. You touched on it yesterday. He could play a bit further forward, and you bring Reid in alongside Tete and get Pinto at right back. So obviously it'll be a huge blow because he's the only one who looks like he can score goals. So of course you're going to miss him, but if it is the case he's not available, then, you know, chance for 1 or 2 others.
Let's have a quick squeeze. This is the 11 I've stuck together, so generally there's quite easy to pick holes. Now I have to admit, I was putting this together, I've stuck Wes, Watkins and Vrancic, and then I thought, well, Reid has to go on the bench because I put Pinto right back. So actually I've left Nelson Oliveira out, and I personally think he will probably be on the bench, and I know you feel he'll be involved as well, but I've kind of run out of room for him, so that's one hole to pick out. But you know, Maddison starts, and I guess there's not too many surprises there. Without Zimmerman, they're possibly slightly restricted at the back as to what they could do. Yeah,
and I think by all accounts Hull play the 4-2-3-1. I just feel the one with Tete last 2 games, particularly down here midweek, they look a bit more vulnerable to the counter. You know, it was a little bit like the start of the season evoked memories where you had one midfielder for Norwich trying to cover like huge tracts of the pitch in front of the back 4. That's why I was obviously pre-finding out that Zimmerman wasn't going to be available. I thought he'd go back to the 3 at the back and then they'd have an extra man in midfield there, but that isn't to be today. So I still think he might look to maybe match up and go with as you've got him there, pretty much a 4-2-3-1. And yeah, I'm quite interested. You think Srebeni will still get another nod? I don't know. I don't know
why.
Well, I mean,
patience, Paddy, as Daniel said himself.
I think that would be a difficult one to manage with Nelson Oliveira. Then we all know he's, shall we say, temperamental. To pull him out for one game is a bit of a message to him to keep him on the bench. Again, I think the writing might be on the wall then, which it might already be in terms of the summer and where he goes. But no, I think you look back to Josh Murphy before Middlesbrough early in the season. Made it quite clear his professionalism was lacking, didn't play that game, and he came straight back in against Reading the following Saturday. So he's done it before, and you would certainly think Nelson wouldn't lack for motivation today, a la Fulham opening day, without the bare shirted celebration.
That would be good, wouldn't it? Michael J. Garwood, when was the last time we had 6 draws in succession? We have been looking into it.
Yeah, seven in the Premier League era. Apparently 94 was. There might have been a 6 between then and then, but 7 is certainly the most they've had, I think.
Barry Newman, good morning, gents. Could see Norwich with the biggest win of the season today. Oliveira hat-trick.
What would the biggest?
Did you have a good night last night, Barry?
Yeah. Biggest win that would constitute about 2-0, wouldn't it?
2-0, yeah, 3-0. They haven't beaten anyone by 3 goals. So.
Well, I mean, you look at. I mean, really, you break it down, and they're going to a team who are in absolute desperate straits on and off the pitch. You know, the fan base are clearly majorly against the ownership now. They've come out of the Premier League. They look like they're in danger of going straight back down through into League One. The last 2 home games, they've took a point from Barnsley and Millwall. That is a club for me that is in deep trouble. So if Norwich can't go there and come back with a result, then I'm sorry, but that's a black mark against Norwich for me. Goal problems or no goal problems.
All right then, Pat. What numbers did you put in the paper today?
I think I've probably edged for Norwich win, but on here I'm going to say a Hull win. I've decided now that basically if I say the opposition are going to win, then reverse psychology. So 3-0 Hull for me today.
Wow. I hope I'm not cutting that out later. I've got quite a good record on these shows, but
Go.
Go
then.
I worry. No, Dave hasn't. I worry Hull are going to win today. I have to say.
It's two home wins.
Desperate.
Well, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good.
No.
You know, because all this about we can't talk about the playoff places. We're not talking about relegation. What we are supposed to be talking about between now and the end of the season is a bit of momentum, bit of confidence bouncing into the new season. You're going to Hull and coming back there and not getting anything, then I'm afraid more questions will get asked about this project, whatever you want to call it, work in progress. By this stage of the season, we need to see more for me. In the attacking areas, no dispute at the back now. That's absolutely solid. Hanley, Gunn, superb. Really got the platform now. But as the league table shows, a decent, solid defensive platform is only good enough to get you in and around 13th and 14th. Most Norwich fans, I'm sure, us as pundits, we would hope that Norwich could hope to have slightly higher ambitions, and to do that, they need a goal output. So, again, let's hope after today's game we're not talking about, well, they create a lot of chances but they're not able to score goals, because it's a bit of a broken record now, isn't it?
It is, and let's hope I'm wrong, obviously. Paddy, thank you very much. Well, yeah,
All
as well. Let's have a little listen, Toby, from some of what Daniel Farke and Marley Watkins had to say at Colney yesterday, and then we'll be back in a moment.
You say every game the first goal is crucial, but does it feel even more so this weekend? Because obviously there'll be a lot of nervousness and anxiety around Hull at the minute, not just their players, their fans. You get the first goal, that'll probably increase. If they do get that first goal, then the confidence will build. So more so than usual maybe this weekend, that first goal, massive.
Yes, totally. So you could sit in this chair and told the press conference, because totally right. Because exactly, it's, I think when you have an away game and you are able to score the first goal. For example, we were able to score the first goal at Birmingham, and then you could feel the opponent is more nervous, and you get the self-confidence, and the opponent knows, okay, he's right now 2 goals away from a really good result, really needed win. It helps, and when I think about our last 7 games unbeaten, always when we went in lead, we won this game. And when the opponent goes in lead, okay, we were able sometimes then to draw, but not even to turn the game. And it's always crucial to be there with the first goal and to go in lead. And that would help.
Yeah, I'm afraid you've kind of reminded me of your suspension now in the season. Yeah. So I mean, you kind of appreciate. I know it's not the same for Nelson, but that kind of on the outside kind of situation. How tough was that time for you?
Yes, it's tough and lonely, but it's all for a reason. I feel it strengthens you. If you take positives from adversity or whatever, I just want to get back to playing like I know I can play, and and just for the team as well. Trying to end the season on a high and take it into next season, and all right, Paul.
Fine.
That's the same ref tomorrow, by the way. Who sent you off at Reading?
Pardon?
It's the same ref who sent you off tomorrow at Reading.
Nightmare.
So, but
no 2-footers from me.
Yeah, no, keep them under wraps. But I mean, you're talking quite honestly and openly there about you and your season on a personal level. I'm just thinking, looking at your career, you've had adversity. You had to drop into non-league, went up to Scotland. Can you tap into those times as well when it hasn't all been plain sailing?
Definitely. That's probably what helps get you through it. At times you think, I've been doubted before, been abused before. So it's just about turning it into a positive energy. Maybe this summer, train hard with back to action. I go to a summer camp in the summer, quality, and just come back stronger and use it as good energy, you know what I mean?
He's not injured, he's available.
He's available?
He's available, yes.
Daniel, you said Oliveira was available for selection. but you didn't say whether you'd be selecting him or not. Can you confirm he will be travelling and he will be in the 18?
Yes, he's available. He will travel with us, yes.
So he will be in the squad and we can expect to see him in these 18?
Yes, he will sit in the coach and travel with us to Hull City, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Daniel, Evo, you did touch on that. Is he looking quite sleep deprived given the new bubble, or because of his new baby?
No, everything's okay because his wife is right now at this moment in Portugal, and so I think he can sleep a lot and it helps sometimes. So I know when I remember, so this year, sadly it's a few years ago, and when I was at younger age, become a dad. So there were some tough nights, but I think Ivo is able to sleep pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, he's lucked out there.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Welcome back. Paddy on the camera now, doing a sterling job. Dave Freezer is joining me here. Dave, you've got a bit of knowledge of Hull, you were telling us. You had a little look, but also Nigel Adkins, you know pretty well.
Yeah, he was at Scunny when I used to cover them for the Scunthorpe Telegraph. So, yeah, he's a super positive guy. So I was really surprised to see the way he reacted to they lost 2-1 to Millwall at home in midweek. This is going to be their 4th home game on the bounce as well, which is quite odd. But he eviscerated his team. He was absolutely furious, and that's not like Nigel Adkins at all. He's always Mr. Positive, always looking for a positivity, and he always used to do this thing about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods apparently always puts a blue mark in his calendar to say, right, that tournament is done, put it to bed, and you put a blue marker in everything, and that always used to be his little philosophy. And he likes all his acronyms as well. Teacup was one he used to throw in, think calmly under pressure. He loves all that sort of stuff. He's your modern manager, but he absolutely roasted Angus MacDonald after that game as well, and said that basically the only thing Angus MacDonald can do is head a ball really well, and he didn't do that, so he shouldn't have played him. So it isn't a happy place at the moment. As Paddy mentioned, with all the off-field issues with the alams and things like that as well, it's a club which is definitely on the slide, but they've taken more points than Norwich in the last 3 games, so I'm not travelling up there thinking Norwich are in any way a banker for this.
I remember, yeah, you did just say that while the clip was playing, and me and Paddy were like, great, that's exciting. Let's have a quick look, shall we, at the table as it stands. There weren't any games last night, of course, so they're all today, but Wolves are back clear in front, having had a bit of pressure maybe from Cardiff in recent weeks. Ipswich are 12th, they're on 51 points now, and as you'll see, that is 3 points ahead of Norwich, who since that derby haven't really kicked on at all. Leeds equally struggling, and you can see, well, Hull are 3 points clear of the drop zone. The goal difference is in pretty rude health, and you must say the bottom 3 do look in a pretty perilous position, even though the points are relatively close. Of course, Norwich then head to Barnsley on Tuesday as well, Dave, which is interesting.
It feels like the whole season we've been looking at that table and saying, oh, well, they'll be up to sort of 9th or 8th soon. And there they are, 14th with 11 games to go. So that's not too encouraging, to be honest. I'm not sure what to expect today. I mean, Hull can score goals. Jared Bowen has obviously been a revelation for them. Scored 13 goals, I think, in the league. But the one that I would keep an eye on most is Abel Hernandez, who just come back from injury, been out since August, is a very good player, scored goals in the Premier League for them as well. So he scored against Millwall in midweek, and he is a real handful. So it'll be interesting to see how Norwich play this. If you've not got Zimmerman, if you can't play 3 at the back, if you're not willing to put Raggett in, then they're going to have 2 holding midfielders, I'd have thought, because Hull's threat is going forward. It's just defensively. They've still got Michael Dawson, who I'd imagine is about 45 by now. So you can get in behind them. It just depends who you play. If you do stay with Srebeni, then you've got to get some crosses in the box, because they didn't do that Tuesday.
Absolutely, and as you can see at the bottom there, a couple of derbies later on tonight, and then of course tomorrow too. Let's see if we can grab some of your messages as well. I mean, they have got some good players, haven't they, Hull? And I thought they showed that at Carrow Road, and Norwich were a little bit lucky to get
Seb Larsson in midfield. I mean, played Premier League the majority of his career, isn't he?
Indeed. Barry Newman says, looks like a strong team. Haven't Hull got 1 or 2 players back? Will be tense. Need a strong mentality. Craig Hall, back 4 or back 3 with wing backs. I wonder what he'll go with. Matt Gibson would love to see Wes get some game time. Still a solid and loyal player despite his age. Deserves more game time, I think. I guess what Matt means there is a start.
I'd start with Raggett today. I mean, Daniel has basically offered up that this season's over, isn't he, without saying it in as many words. He's clearly not acting that there's any pressure on chasing that top 6. I'd get some experience. It's about time. I mean, maybe you don't need to play at 3 at the back the whole game, but certainly start it and make sure you don't concede as if at all possible, and then try and have another smash and grab. Even if you have to, maybe he has to start with Maddison on the bench today because he's got a bit of an illness. Oliveira is going to be fired up if he starts on the bench. If you can go and get 1-0 at Hull today, everyone's going to be absolutely thrilled.
Well, Craig Wall says if Shrabini scores, I'll eat my shoe. So that seems like a good note to end on. Dave, prediction?
Come back to that one. I said 3-2 to Forest on Tuesday, didn't I? So I'm not on good form. I'm going to go 1-0 Norwich.
Good man. Well, one of us has to predict a Norwich win, so we'll see if you're right. Top stuff, Dave. Thank you very much. Cheers, Paddy. Top work as ever. We will, of course, start out towards Hull just about now, otherwise we're going to be late. So don't forget, PinkUn.com for all the build-up, team news live on here on the Facebook channel and on PinkUn.com, so follow that and get involved. And then, of course, we'll have live match coverage of the game, all 90 minutes, all the action and all the fallout and reaction afterwards too. Thank you very much for joining us. We much appreciate it. Fingers crossed for a positive day, eh? Here we go.